If you are listening to this right now, you likely share a quiet, nagging fear that is common among so many people over the age of 60. It is the fear about the health of your heart. Perhaps a doctor has recently mentioned that they want to keep an eye on your cholesterol levels, or maybe, late at night, you simply feel that your circulation isn't quite what it used to be. For decades, the medical establishment told us a very specific story. They said that once arterial damage is done, it is permanent. We were told that the only way to reverse it was through the scalpel or through heavy doses of statins. However, modern cardiovascular research has revealed a completely different truth. You need to understand that your arteries are not inanimate pipes, like the plumbing in your house. They are living, dynamic organs. They have the incredible ability to heal, to regenerate, and to regain their flexibility. The reality is that the most dangerous damage to your arteries doesn't happen in an operating room. It happens silently, day after day, at your kitchen table. But conversely, the most profound healing also starts exactly there. Based on the latest clinical data and cardiovascular research, we have ranked the top 5 meals capable of reducing inflammation, stabilizing plaque, and improving blood flow. This is your ultimate guide to eating for arterial longevity. Meal 5. Let's begin with number 5, the overnight oat power bowl. Now, many people view oatmeal as a boring standard breakfast staple. But researchers at Harvard University view it as a microscopic cleaning crew for your blood vessels. After following over 100,000 people for 2 decades, they found that whole grains are pivotal for heart health. The secret weapon hidden inside oats is a fiber called Beta-Glucan. The mechanism here is fascinating. Beta-Glucan is a unique soluble fiber that forms a gel-like substance inside your digestive tract. This gel binds to cholesterol particles, literally trapping them and escorting them out of your body before they ever have a chance to be absorbed into your bloodstream and stuck to your artery walls. A major meta-analysis published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition reviewed 58 different trials. They found that consuming just 3 grams of beta-glucan daily, which is about 1.5 cups of cooked oats, reduces LDL cholesterol by 7%. While that number might sound small, what you must remember that every 1% reduction in LDL equates to roughly a 2% decrease in heart disease risk. To turn ordinary oatmeal into a clinical-grade heart meal, you need to follow a specific prescription. First, you must avoid instant packets, as the processing strips away the fiber structure. Use steel-cut or rolled oats instead. The night before, mix 1 cup of oats with 1 cup of unsweetened almond milk and half a cup of plain Greek yogurt. The yogurt is crucial because it provides probiotics that reduce TMAO, a compound in the gut linked to plaque formation. In the morning, stir in a tablespoon of ground flaxseed. This gives you a dose of alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 that fights arterial inflammation. Finally, top your bowl with a handful of fresh blueberries. Their blue pigments, known as anthocyanins, have been shown to improve arterial function within just 2 hours of consumption. Aim to eat this 5 times a week to let the benefits compound over time. Meal 4. Moving on to number 4, the nitrate-loaded leafy green salad. For years, people thought nitrates were something to avoid. However, science has corrected this. We now know that naturally occurring nitrates in leafy greens are converted by bacteria in your mouth into nitric oxide. This molecule is so vital that the researchers who discovered its function won a Nobel Prize. It signals your arterial walls to relax and expand, a process called vasodilation. As we age, our natural production of nitric oxide plummets, causing arteries to stiffen and blood pressure to rise. But a study in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that just 1 cup of leafy greens daily could drop systolic blood pressure by 12 points and effectively reverse arterial aging. This salad is designed to be eaten at lunch because blood pressure naturally peaks in the afternoon. Eating this midday provides protection exactly when your cardiovascular system needs it most. Start with a base of arugula and spinach. Arugula is essentially the king of nitrates, containing roughly 480 milligrams per 100 grams. To this, add roasted, diced beets to lower homocysteine and walnuts to support endothelial health. Here is the critical part, the dressing. You must use extra virgin olive oil mixed with lemon juice. Your research from the University of Barcelona shows that the polyphenols in the olive oil increase the absorption of the nitrates from the greens. If you eat these greens without the fat, you lose much of the benefit. Finally, add sliced red onion for quercetin, which prevents LDL cholesterol from oxidizing and becoming sticky. Meal 3. Next up is number 3. The omega-3 rich salmon plate. If inflammation is the match that lights the fuse of heart disease, this meal is the fire extinguisher. You see, plaque in your arteries is not always fatal on its own. It becomes fatal when it becomes unstable, ruptures, and causes a clot. Omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA found in fatty fish, stabilize that plaque, making it far less likely to rupture. Harvard Medical School analyzed data from nearly 500,000 participants and showed that eating fatty fish 2 to 3 times a week reduced the risk of cardiovascular death by 25%. To prepare this, choose wild-caught salmon whenever possible. Farm-raised salmon often has lower omega-3s and higher inflammatory omega-6s. A single 4-ounce serving of wild salmon provides about 2,000 milligrams of EPA and DHA. Bake the salmon at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 12 to 15 minutes. Avoid deep frying or grilling over a high open flame, as extreme heat can oxidize the healthy fats. Season it simply with dill and lemon. For the ultimate heart health combination, serve this with roasted asparagus for prebiotic fiber and a side of quinoa seasoned with turmeric. Note the curcumin in turmeric reduces LDL oxidation by up to 33%, creating a cardioprotective trifecta on your plate. Eat this for dinner 2 to 3 times a week to allow inflammation levels to subside while you sleep. Meal 2. Now, number 2 might surprise you. Avocado toast. For a long time, we feared fats, but the avocado has vindicated the reputation of fat. This fruit is rich in monounsaturated oleic acid, potassium, and plant sterols. In a controlled trial, participants who ate 1 avocado daily for 5 weeks showed a significant drop in oxidized LDL particles. These are the specific type of cholesterol particles that burrow into artery walls. Even more impressively, imaging studies showed that the endothelial cells, the inner lining of the arteries, were physically regenerating. The high potassium content also helps your body excrete excess sodium, which can lower stroke risk by nearly 24%. To make this an artery rebuilding protocol, start with a slice of whole grain sourdough bread. The fermentation process makes the minerals more bioavailable. Here is the secret step. Toast the bread, and while it is still hot, rub a raw clove of garlic over the surface. The heat releases allicin, a powerful compound that inhibits calcium deposits in arteries. Mash a whole avocado on top and sprinkle it with everything bagel seasoning. The sesame seeds in the seasoning provide lignans to block cholesterol absorption. Top it off with sliced cherry tomatoes for lycopene, a drizzle of olive oil, and a pinch of sea salt. This is best eaten 3 to 4 times a week. Eat ideally in the morning when your cortisol levels are naturally higher. Meal 1. And finally, we arrive at the number 1 meal for unclogging arteries, the Mediterranean garlic shrimp skillet. This recommendation is based on the pre-dimed study, which is the largest and most rigorous trial ever conducted on diet and heart disease. Participants on a Mediterranean diet supplemented with olive oil saw a 30% reduction in cardiovascular events. But a follow-up imaging study revealed something even more shocking. Participants eating a specific combination of ingredients didn't just stop the damage, they actually experienced plaque regression. The combination of garlic, olive oil, tomatoes, and seafood creates a synergy where the whole is far greater than the sum of its parts. Garlic prevents platelets from clumping. Olive oil provides anti-inflammatory oleocanthal, tomatoes provide antioxidant lycopene, and shrimp provides astaxanthin, a red pigment that is one of the most powerful antioxidants found in nature. To prepare this, heat 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil in a skillet. Be careful not to let it smoke. Add 5 or 6 cloves of thinly sliced garlic and cook for just 1 minute until fragrant. Do not brown or burn the garlic, as this destroys the active allicin. Add 1 pound of peeled, deveined shrimp and cook for 2 to 3 minutes per side. Then pour in a can of San Marzano tomatoes. These specific Italian tomatoes are recommended because they have naturally higher lycopene concentrations than standard varieties. Season with oregano, basil, and red pepper flakes. Let the sauce simmer for 5 minutes. Then finish with a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. The vitamin C in the lemon enhances the iron absorption from the shrimp. Serve this over farro or with crusty whole grain bread to soak up that medicinal sauce. In clinical subgroups, eating this type of meal 3 times per week was associated with a 40% reduction in measurable arterial plaque over 12 weeks. Conclusion. The most important takeaway from these findings is that your arteries are resilient. They did not become clogged overnight, and they will not clear overnight. However, the science is clear. You do not need extreme diets or expensive supplements to regain control of your cardiovascular health. What you need is consistency. By rotating these 5 meals, starting your day with the oat bowl, fueling your afternoon with the nitrate salad, and alternating dinners between the salmon, the avocado toast, and the Mediterranean shrimp skillet, you are providing your body with the exact raw materials it needs to repair damage. Every meal is a vote for the health of your arteries. You now have the blueprint. The next choice you make at the kitchen table is entirely up to you.